Good morning, Crowfall. Nani here, and I'm going to bring to you a three-part guide. One's going to be a beginner guide for gathering, an intermediate guide for gathering, and then a master or endgame gathering, as I like to call it. So let's go ahead and get started here. So we're going to start with beginner guide. So let's say you're a brand new player or you haven't gotten into gathering yet. I advise you to go here and create a new character. Now, with this new character, you have a couple options. Each races give bonuses depending on the type of gathering you wish to do. For instance, half giants give a logging and coring statistic by 10. Once we create the character, I'll go over the stats a little bit and give you a quick little in-depth look at that. So, half giant is logging and coring. I think Minotaur is skinning, correct? Let's see what else we got here. Who's the digger? There's a digger in here somewhere. Mining is for half health. I can't find it right now, but it's okay. So let's go ahead and do a half. Let's do mining. For right now, you're a brand new character, you don't know what you're doing. Stats, you want to play a half elf. Well, let's say ranger. Yeah, let's say ranger. Why not? Customize character a little bit. Blonde, red hair. Red with blonde. Highlights. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? I like that. Alright, so you're going to enter into God's Reach. You're a brand new character, don't know what you're doing, brand new to the game. Alright, let's make our way over to the bank. Or actually, we need gold first so we can buy the mining discipline. So, to make gold quickly in God's Reach, I have a previous guide on leveling, but it's also a great way to make gold is to farm this Dead Man Mire area. Great way to do it. For simplicity's sake, I'm also going to use my VIP boost to get to 25 real quickly. But if you don't have that option, once again, look at the leveling guide. It'll give you a quick in-depth there on how to get to 25 and even 30 without the VIP. Run, 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 run. Alright, so you want to get into mining. So you'll go right here to the harvesting vendor. which is located on the west wing of the Earth Temple in God's Reach. It'll be like that in every single temple that you go to. It'll always be this guy. So you'll have grave digging, logging, mining, quarryman, and skinning. So we're going to do mining because we're on a half-elf. Now, you might ask, why does a half-elf matter? So, as it says, increases your mining statistic by 15 from a passive called Lay of the Land. So we'll go into your details. We'll do that because I need that. So we'll go over here to explore and close all of these so we can get a good look at just mining. So as you see, it says mining plus 15. This right here is an added damage of what you'll do to nodes or mining ore nodes in Crowfall. So right from the bat, without a tool or anything like that, you're automatically at 15 because of your racial. So we'll go ahead and equip the miner. So the miner, it gives you death loop protection by 50%, and this is just ore items. It's not dust or gems or anything like that, as you find later on. So currently your exploit weakness is 128%. Exploit weakness is the little circle that pops up whenever you're mining or gathering. Now, critical chance is how often you have a critical harvest. Which is when a whole bunch of ore just pops out of nowhere. Critical amount is what helps increases the quality and the quantity of ore that drops. Beneficial harvest helps increase the quality of the material as well. So right from the get-go, no picks. Equipped it, that adds added damage. You're at 15 already. So. Another little hint, we'll go to the crafting vendor and you'll want to buy Rune Maker. Now, why are we buying Rune Maker? Well, it gives you experimentation points plus 6. This is just the basic. We're not doing anything crazy with it. This is just so you can make your own basic and intermediate tools as quickly as possible. So we're going to run out here. You know, I should have grabbed the mount, but we'll do it without the mount. I'm gonna go find a nice basic tree to slap. Alright, so you're gonna want to knock down knotwood trees. And you need a total of 3 for a basic tool. Now, I would advise you to first make an axe, and the reason why to make an axe so you can knock down more trees and you can make more basic tools. So we'll go here, you got your basic axe, hammer, knife, pick, and shovel. So we'll go ahead and do the axe first. And that's why we do the axe first. Alright, we'll go ahead and make a pick. So we have a basic pick here, and I'm going to show you a couple other things. I can. Alright, so you got your attributes here. Each attribute increases different things. You can mouse over each item to get a little understanding of it. Oh, 1 second. So we want to try to get our crit amount up to 5. That's more along the lines whenever you get higher up into the intermediate and in-game gathering. But currently right now we want to try to aim for 1, maybe even 2. You can automatically get 2 by making or buying a drink called Spicy Chocolate Milk. It automatically increases your critical harvest amount by 1, which is great for getting more materials. So this stat is also increased by your dexterity here. And then your critical amount, which gives you more of that resource, is increased by your intellect. So your dex and intellect. Now you're going to be like, Nani, I only have 117 points and my cap is at 200. How do I get these higher? I got a simple answer for you. You go here into your talent tree and you open it up. Now you can do this with every single class. It doesn't matter. You're a beginner. You're not trying to do intermediate or high level gathering, in-game gathering. So we'll go ahead and give you a little tips to get started. So you have these items called stat notes. They are always in the same placement on every single tree. You'll have one here, one here, one here, and one here. Now you're going to want to take all 4 of these stat notes for gathering. And as you see, that's going to use up a lot of points. Yeah, screw it. We'll go Brigand because I've never played Brigand. So now my points are kind of just all over the place, so whatever. But the main important thing is to get these 4 stat notes. That's all you really care about, as if you're trying to get into gathering and you're at the basic level step. So as you see, my dex is now at 164, almost at cap. My intellect's at 35. So my crit chance went up a bit. My crit amount is at 0.16 now, which is increased by intellect. So to get this higher, we're going to drop a lot of points into our intellect. I'm going to try to aim for at least 1 point, which I think might take all of our attributes. Yep, and it took all of our attributes, and we're at 0.68. Now we have the crafting bench for rune making. This is where you go to make tools, or you can buy tools from other players who are rune makers. You can find tools in Eternal Kingdoms or in dregs or shadows at the vendors in each temple. But for right now, we want to make an intermediate harvesting tool. I want to do a pick, and that requires a little bit of ore, a little bit of dust, and a basic harvest pick. Oh, well, we don't have dust. So where you get dust from is from gathering. But for right now, just to kind of speed the process along, I'm just going to grab a little bit of dust. If I have any in my bank, I do. Just grab 20 for now. Do I have any wood? I have 0 wood. Wow. Well, so what you can do to kind of speed along the process, if you went and farmed a bit of gold, grab your gold, come over here to the basic log, and you can buy some. Boop. I'll just buy that many, because why not? And then it also said we needed some ore, right? So we'll go over here and buy some basic materials from the miner. Right now it doesn't really matter what. So let's go ahead and drop our basic pick, throw in some ore and a little bit of dust. So this right here is the crafting table. You'll see this for everything. So you want to put as many points as you can into mining. Man, look at that. Look how many points I have already. So and then I'll craft another one without any points. So we'll just do no additional risk. Actually, we can do negligible because your experimentation size is at 34 already. I haven't done a damn thing. I'm not gonna polish it, save the dust. But it adds mining plus 8 already. And that is how you make an intermediate tool. So we're gonna go ahead and craft a few more because they do break kind of easy. I didn't want a map, so. Alright, let's go pick. Drop this ore and a little bit of dust. Oh yeah, I was gonna craft okay, plus 7. So I'll take this Rune Maker, and you can still craft intermediate tools without Rune Maker equipped, but this is the reason why I would advise to get at least a basic Rune Maker when you're first starting out. So if we do it without the Rune Maker equipped, you only get 3 points. So you're at plus 5 right now. We'll run the experiment. Now you're at plus 6. That's plus 6 versus plus 8.9. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it definitely helps in the long run. Let's go ahead and equip that back. Go ahead and just make as many as we can. Throw it in the mining. Oh, look at that, plus 9.2. All 8s. Oop, that one I threw in durability. So the durability of the pick went up, so it'll last longer even though it only gives plus 5, which is another option you could do as well. And then you got the basic. Alright, this is when I would say you are ready to go for a little nice trip. Now, as you see, I'm at 16.68 of my mining. And then let's go ahead and flap that one on. Now you're at 25. This means you can go through the ore nodes pretty quickly, or at least quicker. You also don't want to go too crazy and look for like rank 10 or rank 6 yet, because you're at the basic level, so you want to stay below like rank 4. Rank 4 being max. If you go any higher than that, you might struggle a little bit. But the main reason why... Hey look, a new player. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never played Brig. Alright, let's see if we can find some ore nodes around here somewhere. Oh, there's some. Right there, a little hard to spot, but right there where my marker's at. So I'll show you the difference between a basic pick and using the intermediate. So we're using the intermediate right now. Wow, I'm already hitting it for 100. What? Okay, and then the next thing, you have an ability called Energetic Harvest. If you read over the pips, each pip will explain to you what they do. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag it on my bar. So currently right now, this little 5 pip area over here on the right hand side is what we call pips. So I'm at 5 pips. All that does is give me more energy. So I'll go ahead and slap it a few times. Now I'm at 3 pips. That's kind of where you want to pop it because you do even more damage. See, 130. And just like that, that's your first node. Now, let's go ahead and slap on the basic. This will be with the basic pick. Oh, it's still hitting 100. Oh! Might be because it's rank 1. Look at that. So the next thing that I want to explain to you is the whole discipline system. So you have the basic one, which adds access to that type of gathering. Now you got to aim for what I would call green disciplines. You can get them in the Earth Temple, but your chances are going to be very, very slim. So it's going to be like maybe 10%, 20% chance tops. It's going to take you a very long time to get a discipline. You are better off going into Sky Point to get your next discipline. And to save myself some time and our viewers sometimes, I'm just gonna grab a mount real quick. A lot of these are Twitch mounts. You get them from watching Twitch streamers as a drop. So they're really great for newer players. Dun, 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 dun. I'm already in a guild, so I got some free gold there. Oh, maybe not gold. So anyways, we're gonna jump over here to Sky Point. So, in the temples, your percentage is very slow, but in areas where PvP can take place, your percentage and chance of these green disciplines dropping is increased more. So at Sky Point, I think it jumps up to like 30-40%. You jump into shadows, it goes even higher. And then whenever you jump into dregs, disciplines just start spewing like it's rain sometimes. Or at least it feels like that. So you could gather in here, but chances of a disc dropping are pretty slim. But we'll go ahead and give it a shot real quick. Rank 4, and I'm only hitting it for 87, 67. I believe that's with the basic pick. So let's go ahead and throw the intermediate pick on. Oh, it went up to 76 per hit. Five, place stamp, that's a weak point. And that's basically what you'll have to do so you can get a discipline. Just gonna run over here to the bank so I can show you what the discipline is. Because there's a good chance that I won't get one for like 10 minutes of gathering. It may take 30 minutes, it may take an hour. The longest I've ever had it take, especially whenever I first started during launch when I was scoring, was like 4 or 5 hours before one finally dropped. There's other ways you can kind of save yourself a little bit of time too. You can go into Eternal Kingdoms. You may be able to find a gathering discipline. You may not. You could also reach out in the community Discord, which I'll put a link in the description below for those who do not have access to it. Right here is what you're looking for. A mining discipline. Now, you can't unequip disciplines outside of the temple. And you can't equip disciplines either. So we have to run back to the temple to change them out. Now, this one gives critical harvest chance by 2.5%. Excuse me. Your plethora of resources goes up by 1. Plethora of dust ore, which means more dust, the ethereal dust drops more often. Just upgrading from a basic to a green discipline is a pretty good step. Disciplines will start dropping like mad crazy compared to what it was before. So now that we're in the temple, we can unequip the basic one, equip the green one, and now we're good to go. So the white one only gives you 50% death loop protection. The green one gives you that plus critical harvest chance, plentiful harvest restores, and plethora of dust. So let's go ahead and view the stats for it. So without the green equipped, that's what we're looking at. With it equipped, plentiful resources go up to 2 from 1. Plentiful resource determines the amount and quality of resources you can find when mining, especially when mining high-ranked ore. And then critical amount increases the potential maximum amount of resources. And then your basic one, that's what the stats we had before. And that's with the green one. Now, that's more or less all the tips that I can give you for starting out as a gatherer. You're not intermediate or anything. Well, there is one more tip, if you have the gold and the willingness to do it. But there is a mining potion that you can make, which can be done with just basic resources that you can buy here in the temple, or you can go out and try to harvest the resources yourself, but I would advise you just to go buy it. You're going to want to buy a Alchemist Disc, which as you can see is a lot more expensive. This is just going to be the basic one, so we have access to the recipes. Then we'll go over here, we'll see what we need. Harvesting potions, mining, empty flask or water flask, and a little bit of dust. So I will go ahead and make that for you real quick so you can see the bonus that a mining potion gives you. Take dust, a little bit more gold. Do I have any stone on me so I don't have to buy it? I got a little bit. Oh, I got plenty, okay. And then do I have any water in here? Oh, I got water too. I suppose I can show you where you gotta go for all these items. So over there in the corner is the stone vendor. You just buy the basic stuff. The quarryman right there. And then you can buy ore or maybe mine some ore. I got a little bit of ore. So we will go over here, and what do we need? Okay, so it says we need an empty flask. Well, you can't buy an empty flask, you have to craft it. But we can get water flasks from the cook vendor right here. A little bit of gold. Go over here to the alchemy table. So we got the dust, we got the water flask, and we got the ore. Now we need an empty flask. Well, you can either search through all the crafting things, but there's a little thing that they recently added not too long ago. You see this blue border right here? Just click on it and it takes you right to the recipe to make it. Now we need powdered stone. Well, you can do the same thing right there, and it takes you to grind resource. Empty flask, so we need 6 powdered stone. There we go. There we go, empty flask, a little bit of dust, and then our mining potion, water flask, basic ore, and a little bit of dust. There we go. We have 1 mining potion. Now this increases your plentiful resource by 1 for 30 minutes. This is your stats now. Take it, and that's your stats then. And this is all just on a brand new character. I did use some resources from before just to help speed it up. These are all the tips and tricks I can give you as a basic gatherer. You get your basic gathering discipline, your alchemist, or your alchemist if you want to try to go add potions to it. You don't have to, it's not necessary, but it does help. Your intermediate tools with rune crafting. It definitely adds a little bit more power to your tools and upgrades them to intermediate from the poor. And then the racial bonus of plus 15. So without that plus 15, I would currently only be at, what, 10? Yeah, I would only be at 10. And then without that, I would only be at 2. So it would make it a lot slower. But this is strictly a beginner's guide, only for newer players and people who haven't started gathering yet or has no real resources to fall back onto. I hope it was very informative, and I hope it helps all the gatherers out there have an easier time getting into it and a faster time getting into it.